The debt snowball method. This is the psychological powerhouse of debt payoff. Here's how it works. You list all your debts from smallest to largest, ignoring interest rates completely. You make minimum payments on everything except the smallest debt, which gets every extra dollar you can throw at it. Once that's gone, you roll that payment into the next smallest debt, creating a snowball effect. The genius here isn't mathematical, it's motivational. When you knock out that first debt, maybe it's just a $300 medical bill, you get a win. That dopamine hit keeps you going. Dave Ramsey built an empire on this method because it works for human psychology. The downside? You might pay more in interest over time if your smallest debts have lower rates than your larger ones. The debt avalanche method. Now we're talking pure math. With the avalanche, you list debts by interest rate, highest to lowest. You attack the highest interest debt first while making minimums on everything else. Once that's eliminated, you move to the next highest rate. This saves you the most money in interest. If you've got a credit card at 24% and a student loan at 5%, the avalanche says ignore the balances and kill that credit card first. It's the optimal strategy on paper, but here's the catch. If your highest interest debt is also your largest, you might go months without seeing a debt disappear, and that can kill motivation for some people. The debt snowflake method. Think of this as the snowball's hyperactive cousin. Instead of just your regular payments, you find tiny bits of extra money, selling clothes online, returning cans for deposits, doing quick freelance gigs, and immediately apply them to your debt. $5 here, $20 there. These snowflakes add up faster than you'd think. The beauty is it keeps you engaged daily with your debt payoff goal. Every small action reinforces the habit, but it requires constant vigilance and can be mentally exhausting if you're tracking every single dollar. Balanced transfer strategy. Here's where you get tactical with credit. You move high-interest credit card debt to a new card offering 0% APR for 12 to 21 months. During that window, every payment goes toward principal, not interest. The math can be incredible. If you owe $10,000 at 20% interest, you're paying about $2,000 a year just in interest. Transfer that to a 0% card and suddenly you're making actual progress. The catch is? Balanced transfer fees, usually 3 to 5%. And if you don't pay it off before the promotional period ends, you're back to high rates. Also, you need decent credit to qualify. Debt consolidation loan. This is about simplification and hopefully a lower rate. You take out one new loan to pay off multiple debts, leaving you with a single monthly payment. Personal loans for this purpose often have rates between 6 to 12%, which beats most credit cards. The psychological benefit is huge. One payment is easier to manage than 5. But here's the trap. If you consolidate credit cards and then start using them again, you've just added to your total debt, not reduced it. Consolidation only works if you change your spending behavior. The debt lasso method. Less known but potentially powerful. You focus on the debt with the highest monthly payment first, regardless of balance or interest rate. The idea is to free up cash flow quickly. Once that big monthly payment is gone, you've got more breathing room in your budget, which you then redirect to the next debt. This works great if you're feeling suffocated by monthly obligations and need psychological relief. It's particularly useful if you're at risk of missing payments because your budget is too tight. Negotiate lower interest rates. Sometimes the best strategy is just asking. Call your credit card companies and request a lower APR. If you've been a good customer with on-time payments, they might reduce your rate by several percentage points just to keep your business. The script is simple. I've been a customer for X years, always paid on time, but this interest rate is making it hard to pay down my balance. Can you lower my rate? Worst case, they say no. Best case, you just saved hundreds or thousands in interest with a 10-minute phone call. The side hustle acceleration. This isn't about how you pay, it's about finding more money to pay with. Drive for a rideshare service, freelance in your field, sell digital products, flip items, walk dogs. The gig economy is built for this. Someone paying off $30,000 in debt might find that an extra $500 a month from side work cuts their payoff time in half. The downside is burnout. You're trading time and energy, so this works best as a temporary sprint, not a permanent lifestyle. The employer assistance strategy. More companies are offering student loan repayment assistance as a benefit. Some will contribute $50 to $200 monthly toward your loans. It's free money for debt payoff. Check if your employer offers this, and if you're job hunting, consider it in your decision-making. Windfalls and lump sums. tax refunds, work bonuses, inheritance, stimulus payments. Any unexpected money should go straight to debt if you're serious about getting out fast. A single $3,000 tax refund applied to debt can save you years of payments, depending on your balance. The temptation to spend this money is real, but here's the reframe. Putting it toward debt is spending it on your future freedom. The cash-only budget. This is a behavioral strategy. You switch to cash for discretionary spending categories: groceries, entertainment, dining out. When the cash is gone, you stop spending. The money you don't spend on your card, it goes to debt. Credit cards make it too easy to overspend. Cash creates friction, and that friction can redirect hundreds of dollars monthly toward debt payoff. The 50-30-20 debt modification. Take the popular 50-30-20 budgeting rule and modify it. Instead of 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings, you shift to something like 50% needs, 20% wants, 30% debt payoff. You're temporarily sacrificing lifestyle inflation to accelerate your freedom date. Bi-weekly payment strategy. Instead of one monthly payment, you pay half every 2 weeks. Since there are 52 weeks in a year, you end up making 26 half payments, which equals 13 full monthly payments instead of 12. That extra payment each year shaves time and interest off your debt without feeling like a massive sacrifice. Refinancing. For student loans and mortgages especially, refinancing to a lower interest rate can save enormous amounts. Dropping from 7% to 4% on a $50,000 student loan can save you over $10,000 in interest. The catch is you need good credit, and with federal student loans, you lose certain protections and forgiveness options. The debt fast. This is extreme, but some people do it. You identify non-essential expenses and cut them completely for 30, 60, or 90 days. No dining out, no subscriptions, no new clothes. Every dollar saved goes to debt. It's a financial reset that can create serious momentum. Automated payments. Set it and forget it. Automate extra payments so they happen before you can spend the money. If you get paid on the 1st and your bills are on the 15th, schedule a debt payment for the 2nd. The money disappears before you miss it. Hybrid approaches. Here's the truth. You don't have to pick just one method. Many people use a Snowball Avalanche hybrid, paying off one small debt for motivation, then switching to Avalanche. Or they use Snowball for credit cards and Avalanche for student loans. The best debt payoff strategy is the one you'll actually stick with. Some people need quick wins. Others want optimal math. Some need the cash flow relief. There's no universal answer, but now you've got every major tool in the toolkit. Pick your strategy, commit to it, and start chipping away. Your debt-free date is waiting.